Good morning. This is Baton Rouge Labor Radio. I'm Michael D. Day, and we are proudly broadcast on WHYR 96.9 FM. We are also rebroadcast on Facebook at Baton Rouge local number 198. We are also rebroadcast on www.youtube.com/Baton Rouge Labor Radio. This morning, we are happy to have a guest, Wilford J. Hebert.
Correct.
And he is from the U.S. Department of Labor, Occupational Safety, and Health Administration, as we know it on the street, OSHA. And Mr. Wilford J. Hebert is a compliance assistant specialist, and he's come in today, and he's going to talk about a heat campaign that OSHA's got going on. And I see the big thing here on these papers you handed me, Mr. Hebert, is water, rest, and shade. Go ahead and take it from there, Mr. Hebert.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to say thanks for the opportunity to speak to your listening audience. My job, as mentioned, is a compliance assistant specialist. What does that mean? That means that I can provide general information about OSHA standard and compliance assistant resources. We respond to requests to help from a variety of groups, including small businesses, trade association, union locals, community and faith-based group. There is generally one compliance assistant specialist in each area office. Louisiana just happen to have two. We are available for seminars, workshop, and speaking events. We promote corporate programs such as on-site consultation program, the volunteer protection program, strategic partnership program, and alliance program. We also promote OSHA training resources and the tools available on OSHA website. And this is what we're doing today. On May the 7th, OSHA kicked off a heat campaign. The Secretary of Labor, Hilda Solis, stated that for outdoor workers, water, rest, and shade are the words that can make the difference between life and death. If employers take reasonable precaution and look out for their workers, we can beat the heat. Every year, thousands of workers across the country suffer from serious heat-related illnesses. If not quickly addressed, heat exhaustion can become heat stroke, which has killed on an average of more than 30 workers annually since 2003. Dr. Michaels stated that it is essential for workers and employers to take proactive steps to stay safe in extreme heat and become aware of symptoms of heat exhaustion before they get worse. Agriculture workers, building, road and other construction workers, utility workers, bag handlers, roofers, landscape, and others who work outside are all at risk. Drinking plenty of water and taking frequent breaks in cool shade area are incredibly important in the hot summer months. What do OSHA have? OSHA have a website that we recommend that you go and visit. You can go to www.osha.gov website. Once you go on to the osha.gov website, when you look to the far right, you will see some red writing that would state that water, rest, and shade. Once you log into that, what you will find is this, that OSHA will welcome you to its campaign for heat prevention illness in outdoor workers. Heat illnesses can be deadly. Every year, as mentioned before, thousands of workers become sick from exposure to heat, and some even die. These illnesses and death are preventable. You may ask, how are they preventable? What OSHA have done is that OSHA have taken a look at who are affected. What is heat illnesses? How can heat illnesses be prevented? And put together a website that can be utilized by the viewers. And this is a very good website that OSHA has done. This year, OSHA will try to reach even more folks than the 2 million folks that they reached last year. OSHA is also partnering with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, now included in work safety precaution, then extreme heat alert or issue. By partnering with these agencies, you would know a little bit more about the weather condition in various different areas, how to take a look and see what is happening in your area, etc. We'll get into this here later. Now, the first thing I mentioned was who is affected. Workers exposed to hot and humid conditions are at risk from heat illnesses, especially those doing heavy work tasks or using bulky protective clothing and equipment. Some workers must be at greater risk than others if they have not built up a tolerance to hot conditions. That's why on this website you will see drink water often, rest in shade, report heat symptoms early, know what to do in emergency. I mentioned that we have partnered with various different agencies, especially the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration. You can go to this website, and once you go into the website, you will see a picture of the United States. What it has there is different states that are available. Whatever state that you're in, you can put that state, list that state down in the login section, press go, and pull something up. Just this morning, I put in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The information that it gave me is today's temperature, 50% chance of rain, the temperature 89 degrees. It also gave me the temperature for tonight, tomorrow night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday. So you can get various different information from this site. Not only can you get that, you can go into the website and also take a look at what are some of the means of heat index forecast. It will give you the mean heat index forecast for Saturday throughout the country, all the way up to Tuesday, the 19th. So you can see that this website can provide you with various different information in which that you can use from the weather. Now the other thing that we talked about is that water, rest, and shade. Now the water, rest, and shade activity, you can take a look at our educational resources. We have various different type of educational resources. Educational resources for workers and employers. We have illustrated low literacy fact sheet for workers in English and in Spanish. And we also are attempting to develop other material in other languages. Worksite posters for employers that illustrate heat illnesses that are done in English and in Spanish. We also have community posters that list heat prevention tips and provide OSHA contact information in the event that you need to go and contact OSHA, both in English and in Spanish. OSHA also have OSHA prevention lesson plan, which is a lesson plan that you can provide to your employees as a means of training them in things to recognize in a hot environment. The other thing that we have is the use of OSHA heat smartphone apps, which you can quickly check the heat index for your work site and see reminders about the protective measure for the specific tax level. Additional resources for workers and employers. We have OSHA outreach wallet cards. We have quick card that's labeled protecting workers from heat stress. We also have fact sheet card protecting workers from the effect of heat and fact sheet, and other different tools that we have on the website. So these are some things that we have from our resources and on. We also have information on using the heat index. Now, using the heat index is a very good guide for employers. Now, outdoor workers who are exposed to hot and humid conditions are at risk of heat-related illnesses. The risk of heat-related illnesses become greater as the weather gets hotter and more humid. The solution is particularly serious when heat weather arrives steadily early in the season before workers have a chance to adapt to the climate. For people working outdoor in hot weather, both air temperature and humidity affect how hot they feel. The heat index is a single value that takes both temperature and humidity into account. The higher the index, the hotter the weather feels. Since sweat does not readily evaporate and cool the skin, the heat index is better measured than air temperature alone for estimating the risk of worker from environmental heat source. So heat-related illness can be prevented. OSHA does not have a specific standard that covers working in a hot environment. Nevertheless, under the Occupational Safety and Health Act, always remember that the employer have a duty to protect its workers from recognized serious hazards in the workplace, including heat-related hazards. This guide helps employers and worksite supervisors